Buenos dias. My name is Arno Ilgner. I'm here at the festival Calderones in Mexico, and very nice to be invited to this festival. A little bit about my background. Currently I teach a program called The Warrior's Way. It's helping climbers deal with the mind, the fears that come up in climbing, but that have a long road, a long journey that kind of took me to developing the material. I live in Tennessee in the United States. Started climbing there when I was in high school and really loved it the first time I was exposed to it. Loved the movement, the exposure, getting up high. And as I went to college, I studied geology and then worked in geology for a while and a bunch of other jobs also. It wasn't until I was about 40 years old that I really realized that I needed to create a career in climbing. I love climbing, and why not create a career, a livelihood in what I love to do? And the whole concept of fear, why some climbers are more fearful than others, was intriguing to me. I was really curious about the whole process. And so one step led to the next in my studies until I could develop a program that I called The Warrior's Way. Simply a more effective way of using your attention, staying focused when you're climbing, when you're dealing with the stress in a climbing situation. And it's interesting, as I travel around to different parts of the United States, other countries, I've been to like Spain, Italy, now Mexico, Australia, Canada. Climbers are all the same in the kind of fears that they have, and one in particular, the fear of falling. So I find it really rewarding to work with climbers all over the world in dealing with this one specific limitation, this one fear, the fear of falling. And it's a really intriguing process because it's not just getting up on a climb and taking long falls to kind of get over that fear. It's so important to, when you have a fear or a concern, to take a real incremental, small step approach to dealing with that fear. It really allows you to understand the learning process better, because when you learn a skill, you're essentially taking on a little bit of stress and then engaging it, experiencing it, and then that stress actually becomes comfortable. And then you take on a little bit more stress and engage it, and then that becomes comfortable. So the learning process really is converting stress into comfort, but you can't make that conversion unless you do it in small steps. And that's one of the biggest mistakes that climbers make in climbing. They take on too much stress, too much risk, and end up making inappropriate risk decisions. So I like helping them with that. I really started formally teaching the Warrior's Way material in the mid-1990s. And in the early 2000s, about 2003, I published The Rock Warrior's Way. It was translated by Describió in Spain in 2005 into Spanish. The title of the book is Guerreros de la Roca. And then teaching students over so many years about how to very practically apply the material in climbing situations led me to publish my second book, which is called Espresso Lessons, and Describió translated it into Spanish in 2011. And the title of it is Lecciones Express para Guerreros de la Roca. So this is my life. This is what I do. I travel around. I present the material at festivals like this or to groups. I teach clinics. I write articles. Currently working on a video of the exercises because I found it so important to visually see what specific details you need to focus on when you're practicing something like falling. So it's been a really intriguing journey for myself and for my own development and understanding the material and my own limitations and improving and applying it myself. And it's going to continue to be a journey for me as I work with it myself and share it with other climbers.